Hello, Miss Lahart here, coming at you. There she is. Put her away. I added to this graphic. This was supposed to be me sailing through the week, surfing through the week. Doesn't it look like me. It's like the same person. Happy Monday. Here we go. Oh, behavior talk. Gotta do that again. Ooh, there's me again. Look at me in the back. She's paddleboarding. Is this me? Absolutely not. Could I paddleboard? Probably not. I'd break something. Anyway, let's get into the lesson today. Today you are working on putting an equation that's in standard form into slope-intercept form. So if you remember the last couple weeks, we've been introduced to two different forms of a line. Okay. Loved having different forms of the same thing. It's the same thing basically, but in slope-intercept form, you know the slope, you know the y-intercept. In point-slope form, you know a point and you know the slope. This guy, when it's in standard form, no, that was a typo. So upset with myself. It should be ax plus by equals c. Annotate. Here we go. Oh, I should have done that in the other screen. Oh God, what am I, a newbie here? Jeez. Oh, okay. Thank you. Can you do me a favor and please make this a y? Oh God, I'm even making it worse. Let that be a y. Okay. That's what's called standard form of an equation, and I love this. It absolutely gives you no information. Nothing, you cannot pull anything out of it. These two, you get, a slope, a point, or, y-intercept. This one, you got nothing. Okay, but going from standard form to slope-intercept is a very important technique. Okay, so today the words are, I can go from standard form to slope-intercept form and then stating the slope and y-intercept. Okay. So we haven't solved equation in the class in a while, so I need us to kind of remember that there are such things that we follow. There are rules that we follow. We follow the equality property of mathematics. What does that mean? That means is if you do something on one side of the equal sign, you have to do it on the other. If you do one thing, you've got to do the other. It's a balance situation, and that's called the equality property. It still remains equal, but as long as you do something to one side of the equal sign and the other side of the equal sign, you're still fine. Then we also got to talk about inverses. Like, what are the mathematical inverses? What is the opposite of addition? What gets rid of addition? Subtraction and vice versa. If I said subtraction, you would say addition. Those two are inverses of each other because they undo each other. Then we got multiplication. That one's inverse is, drum roll, division. Okay. To get rid of one, you do the other. So to get rid of multiplication, you divide. That comes in handy when we're doing this. So here we go, everybody. Okay. Now remember, the whole point is that we get this form, which is in standard form. That's what it's going to look like every single time. Okay. To y equals mx plus b. So that means we have to get the y by itself. First, we have to get rid of whatever's here. Okay. Now remember, this is just a positive 2x, a plus 2x, if you will. How do we get rid of plus 2x? We do the opposite, negative 2x. And then remember the equality property. Whatever you do on one side of that equal sign, you have to do on the other. Okay. Now this eliminates each other. They undo each other, which is what we wanted. And then we bring down the positive 3y on the left. I don't need the sign with that. Now, here's the tricky part. I want it in mx plus b form, meaning my x term goes first. So I'm going to put this subtracting 2x right there. I'm going to put this number, which is a positive 18, a plus 18 right there. So I shift the right side around to make it what I want. Okay, because again, you want the x first. Okay, last step. How do we get rid of multiplying by 3? I don't want 3y. I want, look at this equation. I want y equals. So to get rid of multiplying by 3, I'm going to divide both sides by 3. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. Because whatever you do to one thing, you have to do to everybody else. Okay. Now, on the left here, 3 divided by 3 is just 1. So you get 1y. Beautiful. Bring down the equal sign. Here, if you can simplify this, you should simplify it. Those of you have a rough pass, my advice, grab your graphing calculator, type in negative 2 divided by 3 to see if the same thing pops out. It will. You will get negative 2 divided by 3 because it will not reduce. And then I bring down my x with it. Okay. 18 divided by 3, 18 divided by 3 is a positive 6. Boom. That is the form we wanted. That is slope-intercept form. So then I can look at that and say, okay, I know that the slope of this line is negative 2 over 3. And I know that the y-intercept of this line is 0, 6. That is the equation I want you to get to. And then to identify slope and intercept, that's just like the cherry on top. Okay. And there's our first example. Standard form to slope intercept form. Remember, your slope might be a fraction. You can't be afraid of that. Use your graphing calculator if you need it. Let's do another example. Here we go. Sometimes you don't do as much work. So here we go. Again, your goal is to move that x term over. It is a positive 3x, so we are going to subtract it over. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. On the left over here, these two things cancel, and I bring down my y value. Here, negative 3x minus 7. Remember, at this point, you're just shifting that right side to make it look how you want, okay? The negative 3x goes first, the negative 7 goes second. Now, oh, look. I have y equals. Isn't that what we're going for? Yes, that's the final. That's what I want. So I'm done. Well, I got to identify slope, which is negative 3 in this equation. Y-intercept is that 0, negative 7. I love that for us. And sometimes that might happen. If you don't have any term with your y value, it's going to be a short and sweet. Okay, next example. Here we go. So again, positive 7x, how do we get rid of something positive? We're going to subtract it from both sides. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. Yes, I know I'm a broken record. Now, be careful here, everyone. Be careful. You have to bring down this negative 3. I know it's a subtracting 3y, but that technically makes that a negative 3. Okay? Bring the sign down. Don't just ignore the signs. The next move, again, we just shift on the left, on the right side. So we got negative 7x goes first. This 9, which is definitely a positive 9, goes next. All right, now to get rid of multiplying by negative 3, you are going to divide every single piece by negative 3. Okay, on the left, that eliminates, leaving me with just y. On the right, now go to your graphing calculator. Type in negative 7 divided by negative 3. What pops out is a positive 7 over 3. So I'm going to write that as 7/3 x. What is 9 divided by a negative 3? 9 divided by a negative 3 is a negative 3. Easy peasy. So now we know the slope is 7 over 3. And the y-intercept is 0, negative 3. Okay. Circle that equation because that's going to come in handy tomorrow and it just be a good technique to try. All right, next one. Again, a positive x. Ooh, sorry. So remember, what number is in front of a variable when it's not there? It's a 1, and it's always a positive 1. So please remember that. Plus 1x. Put that right in front of it. Because then how do we get rid of it? We subtract 1x from both sides. We subtract 1x from both sides. On the left, that eliminates. We bring down negative 2y. Don't ignore those signs, people. Then bring down negative 1x plus 6. Okay. Now we're going to divide everything by a negative 2. Negative 2. Negative 2. Everything has to be divided by negative 2. It's only fair. On the left, y comes down. Negative 1 over negative 2. Negative divided by negative is positive, so that's just going to become 1/2 x. And then 6 divided by negative 2 is a negative 3. Therefore, our slope is 1/2. And our x is 0, negative 3. Okay. Here we go. Next question. We got to get rid of that positive 11x. So to get rid of it, we're going to subtract it from both sides. Boom, boom. Bring down the negative 8y. Bring down the negative 11x and the negative 56. Okay. Divide both sides by a negative 8. Divide both sides, but divide everything through by a negative 8. We are left with y equals 11/8x plus 7. So therefore, our slope is 11 over 8. And our y-intercept is 0, 7. I think we have one more to do. Okay. All right, remember, don't get tripped up by this. What is in front of that x? Go ahead. Plus 1. Okay. If you want to pause the video and try this example, go ahead and do it. Okay, we're going to subtract 1x over, subtract 1x over. Bring down the negative 4y, bring down negative 1x plus 12. Now we're going to divide both sides by negative 4, divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4. We end up with y equals positive 1/4 x minus 3. Slope is 1/4. Y-intercept is 0, negative 3. Okay. All right, we did do some board work. So again, I'm going to put up the video, pause for a second, and then go over it. Okay, here we go. First question. All right, pause the video, try it. 1, 2, 3. All right, if you didn't unpause the video, hopefully, here we go. If you didn't get y equals negative 6 over 7x minus 8, look at what your mistakes are. I didn't really do a lot of work here. Again, if you are not getting it right, ask for help at this point. I think I have like 4 boards. So again, if you got this concept, go ahead, do your classwork. If not, here's another one. Go ahead, pause the video, try your example. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. We got a positive 3x, so we subtract that over, and then dividing by a negative 2 gives me y equals 3x, 3 halves x minus 3. Okay. And again, your homework, I forgot to write a slope and intercept issue, but please go ahead and write that if you want. Okay, another example. Again, go ahead and try it in 3, 2, 1. We ended up getting a positive 1x plus 5, again, subtracting x over, dividing by negative 8. That's what the positive became. And then there we go. All right, another one. Go ahead and pause the video and try it. All right, and that one we would subtract x over. Oh, we end up with y equals negative 1/3 x plus 3. Other than that, that's the video. Miss Hart out. Hope you are having a great day. Bye.